Hey guys, I'm Bryson here and welcome to my show. And today we are going to find out exactly why is Kylie Jenner no longer a billionaire. Now, if you guys remember like 2-3 years ago, everyone went crazy when they found out like the 17-year-old just became, like, it was like 17 or was it 18 or 20? I don't remember. But the point is, everyone went crazy when she became a billionaire because she was so young, but she did it through Kylie Cosmetics, okay? Like the makeup stuff you put on your face. And I'm here to find out exactly what's going on because apparently a few years later, all of a sudden, she's no longer a billionaire. So there's a video by Forbes confirming why she's actually no longer a billionaire. So let's find out. And by the way, I post a video every single day on this channel, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And on top of that, also destroy the like button. Without further ado, let's see exactly why Kylie Jenner is no longer a billionaire.
When Kylie Jenner made the cover of Forbes magazine in 2018, you could say it caused some controversy. It was everywhere from the New York Times to NPR, even the dictionary weighed in. And
yeah, I remember a lot of people were mad at her for like being like a billionaire. I wasn't. Oh, she was like 21. Look at that. A lot of people were mad, but to be honest, like I was like, okay, that's cool. It just shows us like we can become billionaires a lot more earlier. And everyone said like, you know what, she got handouts from her family. I don't care about that. You know what? Because eventually, if I put in enough work and you put in enough work, obviously your kids are gonna have it easier. That should be a goal, not really a stigma. So I wasn't mad about this whatsoever. So I'm here to find out what the fudge happened.
And when Kylie turned 21, even the bartenders at her birthday bash wore t-shirts that had her Forbes cover on it. The story was also immortalized in Travis Scott's Grammy-nominated song Sicko Mode.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Like he had that song. It's a lot of thing that goes into like this family, you know. It's like a family. Like this family is like, it's like a business, right? So you have a whole family and everything they do usually is for business. Everything they post, usually they're getting paid for it. So it's kind of like interesting to see exactly what's true and also what's not true, because I heard rumor that basically they falsified this $1 billion thing. So I don't know.
But the story we're telling in 2020 is a little bit different. Kylie Jenner is super rich and her business is wildly successful, but for years she has lied and exaggerated just how successful she really is.
Wow. Wow. So she hyped out the amount of success she actually got. Is that surprising? The answer is like, not really, you know. Everyone out there usually always says, for example, exaggerates like the good things they do and always minimizes the bad things they do. So I'm not surprised by this statement. Is it right? No, because you're actually falsifying something, especially like financial documents. So I don't agree with that. But like usually these people have an image to put out. You know, it's kind of like how a rapper or, for example, a designer or whatever it is, usually always like, hey, I have so much money. And then you find out like 2 years later they went bankrupt. You know, it's not a surprising thing. It's not a new thing.
When Kylie's cover debuted in July 2018, a reporter did have some doubts about the numbers her camp was claiming. But we were provided with proof in the form of tax returns that Kylie herself signed. Plus, analysts and industry experts verified what Kylie's camp was saying.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that whenever they have these documents, like it's not like, okay, Kylie said this, her camp said this, like just look at the financial statements, okay? Look at the cash flow statement. Look at the income statements, right? Just look at the balance sheet. Everything is in there. So I don't understand, like, how can you, oh my gosh, like I gassed it up. I was like, oh my gosh, like I make so much money. Like I can say I make, so much money, but if you look at my financial, all the answers are there. And if they're there and they're incorrect, well, an audit is in place and then you have to get the government involved, right? And also like the IRS involved. So I don't get like how they made this mistake.
That her business was doing at least $300 million in revenue every year.
Well, we can't prove that those tax returns the Jenners sent us were fake.
Wow, so $300 million every year annually. That is a ton of money. That's a ton of money. That's a ton of money compared to some like public companies also, you know. That's a lot of money, let's be honest here, right? Especially like for a 21-year-old at the time with just like cosmetics and also Kim Kardashian has like her own thing. It's a very successful family. Am I mad about it? No. If it's fake, do I care? The answer is I care from the aspect if I was an investor in the company, but from the aspect just looking in and out, I don't really care. Like that's Forbes' job to take a look at everything and analyze it. But I can see how they can get deceived if the tax documents were falsified, and that's not legal at all.
We're pretty sure now that they were, and regardless, it's clear that for years the Jenners have been lying.
In November, Kylie Jenner agreed to sell 51% of Kylie Cosmetics to Coty. That's the beauty giant that owns brands like Clairol, Rimmel, and Sally Hansen.
Wow. Yeah, I remember she sold like 51% of the company, something like that. Now that means that basically she's not the controlling partner anymore. So basically now Coty is the controlling partner now. If you guys don't know anything about makeup, then I don't know either. I just know about companies, so that's fine. Don't worry about it. But the answer is like once like somebody owns more shares of the company in reality, then that person becomes the controlling entity of it, and they probably signed like agreements and stuff like that. So I'm still confused here. I wanna find out what happened.
And the deal valued Kylie's business at over $1 billion. And her earnings from the sale are an estimated $540 million before taxes.
Wow, before taxes. So whenever like this Forbes list, like they don't really take into account taxes. Isn't that like important? EBITDA? Like what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. You know, and I remember like Kanye West had like several issues with like becoming like a billionaire because Forbes wouldn't clarify it. I just don't understand like how these people don't verify things correctly.
But while the deal was great for her wallet, it was maybe not so great for her reputation, because in selling to a public company, details about her business have come out.
Oh, yes. So whenever a company is private, usually they can withhold information. It's not like for the public. But whenever a company goes public, well, any investor investing in the company, well, now they have free range to look at all your financials, okay? Your balance sheet, your income statement, your cash flow statement, your 10K, your 10Q forms, everything. And by the way, a lot of companies use a 10Q form. By the way, a 10Q form basically tells you if a company bought more companies, and they usually do that to buy new companies to then upgrade the growth and look like the company is growing. But in reality, is those companies growing, but the real company is not growing. It's a lot of little accounting tricks that goes into this thing, man. So I'm not surprised. I'm not deceived because I can see behind all these things, you know?
The sale has laid bare one of the Jenner family's biggest secrets, which is Kylie Cosmetics is not nearly as big of a business or as successful of a business as they spent years leading the entire world, including Forbes, to believe.
Okay, what does it sound like to you guys? You know, it sounds to me like fake it till you make it. It always sounded very strange to me whenever you had like, you know, these people like releasing like maybe like 10 products every single year or like 2 products every single week or something like that. But then in reality, like they would sell so fast. I'll be like, you know, how in the heck are they making so much money? $300 million is a lot of money, right? Now, just for some perspective here, here's my phone, right? This is an Apple cell phone. Now, for perspective here, say for example, she's making $300 million every single year in revenue, right? It's a lot of money. Now, if the average price of an item is like maybe like $100, right? By the way, it's not true because it's like makeup, but that's around 3 million units they have to sell every single year, which is obviously a ton of money. And by the way, I exaggerate this because in reality, the average product might be between $50 to $20. So it's almost like double. So it takes a lot of inventory to actually make this much money. And then don't forget about the cost of actually creating that inventory, because you also have cost of goods. So it's a lot of, I'm using a lot of accounting terms here, guys, but it's a lot of things that goes into this. I just don't understand how they can foresee and just like let this like go by.
The numbers just don't add up. Kylie Jenner's camp led us to believe that the business had done $360 million in revenue in 2018. In reality, that number was only $125 million.
Wow, 100. Okay, so look right here. The average price is like $24. So by $300 million, they would have to sell like almost like what is it, like almost like 12, like 6 million products. That's insane if you ask me, right? Oh my God. But it's still a lot of money that she like made, right? It's a lot of revenue still, but come on, like how fake it till you make it, guys. Fake it till you make it. Hey guys, this is not fake money. This is actually real money. By the way, I use these props in my main channel just to get my point across. But I pointed out several times, like this is fake money. If you see anyone with this much money in their homes, please advise them, do not keep this much money in your home. It makes no sense. All my money is in stocks, in bank accounts, and also in my businesses. Keeping that much money in your house is just asking for trouble, you know? I might have like $10 here though.
Then there's the skincare line. They told us that the skincare line, which launched in May of 2019, had done $100 million in revenue in just 2 months. And in reality, it hadn't even done $25 million in 6 months.
Yeah. Look at her face. Look at her face. Come on, guys. You know, like you have to. You know, success is comparable. When it comes to business, you can always compare success to somebody else. So for example, if you have a beauty giant and you have, for example, Kylie Jenner, a one-man team with like a whole family and a whole fan base, you can just look at, for example, well, if this company usually makes this much money and they're a bigger company, how the heck does this these people right here basically make $100 million in 2 months by selling goods when their products are so limited, quote unquote. Do you know how many units they have to sell? Do you know how many units? The answer is a lot of units, right?
So, what does this mean for Kylie's fortune? Well, first off, it means that she certainly has not been earning as much money as we had been estimating in years past based on her input, in part. We estimated that Kylie brought home something like $166.5 million in 2018.
2018, that's still a lot of money, guys. That is still a lot of money. But obviously, I feel like whenever it comes to like a high profile like person, like for example, like the Kardashians or the Jenners, I think there's the same people, I don't know. But the answer is like you tend to believe like more of what they say because of like their perception. Always just take a dive into the balance sheets. If nobody is like, if the person doesn't want to be like, okay, I'm not gonna let you look at my financials, well, just say like, hey, I'm sorry, we can't put you in the Forbes list, okay? If you don't want to declare your financials to us, we can't put you in the Forbes list. Sorry, that's what I would do.
And 170 million.
But then again, let's be honest though, this brought a lot of light to the Forbes like brand also. So obviously like they had something to gain by doing this entire thing. Like, oh my gosh, Kylie's a billionaire, you know? So everybody in this place had a lot to gain by this. Notoriety? Isn't notoriety? Notoriety? I don't know what it's called, okay, but Kylie had a lot of social proof to gain, and then Forbes had a lot of promotions and also free advertising dollars to actually gain from this also. Notoriety. Comment down below, I don't know the word.
$1 million in earnings in 2019.
In actuality, it was only around $50 million each year.
As for Kylie's billionaire status.
Oh my gosh, so she was in, wow, so it's actually only $15 million. By the way, you know, it sounds like, you know, it's like, you know, Tom, it's still a lot of money, right? But it's a lot of money, but not compared to like 300 million and 150 as it was saying before. So obviously, these Forbes people are a little mad about this.
Given these findings and the impact that the coronavirus pandemic is having on all beauty businesses, we think that her net worth has fallen below $1 billion. In other words, Kylie Jenner is no longer a billionaire.
Wow. So here we go again, guys. Did you guys just hear what they said? We think. There is no we think in finance. There is just absolutes. Numbers, number one or number two is not like we think this is number one. No, it's either number one or number two. It's either she's a billionaire or she's not a billionaire. She obviously has a public company now. Well, not a public company, but like all of her documents are in the public eye or whatever. But the idea is just check her financials, okay? And if she's not giving you access, then obviously I agree with like demoting her in a sense. But I don't like the I think, we think. We need absolutes here.
Every year we go back and forth with Kylie's team, whether it's about her billionaire status or if it's about her ranking on the Celebrity 100.
And every year they have something to tell us. It's a matter of great importance to the Jenners where we put Kylie on these lists. This year was no different at first.
Yeah, you know, it's public perception, guys, right? It's public perception how your fans look at you. If you have, for example, you ever notice like on those ads, for example, like on YouTube, people say like all the time, like, hey, I was on the Forbes list, I was on the CNBC list, I was on this list, on that list. And now everybody thinks like, oh my gosh, this person must be so important. But usually you can just pay to get published in these things, you know? So it's a very strange system. I get how it works though, but that's why you just can't believe someone by what they say, but you have to believe them by what they actually do. A lot of people here on YouTube are just based on what they say and not actually what they do. So always be very careful with that.
We presented all the discrepancies, kind of why were our revenue numbers so off, why were our profit numbers so off.
But as we started to ask more questions about these discrepancies and the outright lies.
I bet, how much you guys want to bet? I bet they're going to cut communications or say like, hey, I don't like disrespect or claim legal action. One of those three. I might be wrong. In
some years, the Jenners did something that is very out of character. They stopped answering our questions.
There you go. What did I tell you guys? By the way, that's usually like you know how they say like, for example, you know, no proof, no case. No proof, no case. It's kind of like that. You know what? I'm going to stop giving you information. You have no proof. I'm just not telling you because obviously you guys are defaming our character. So why would we give you any more information? It's so disrespectful. Oh, I guess that is the end of the video, guys. So overall, guys, what do I think about this case right here? In reality, here's what I think. I think the Forbes made a mistake. I think the Jenners can't really expect that much from them because in reality, as famous people, as influencers, they're always going to try to make things seem bigger as what they actually are. As a financial company, in a sense, that reviews finances and stuff like that, you guys, Forbes, should have done a better job analyzing Kylie in a sense. So in reality, I'm kind of mad at everybody. You know, Forbes should have done their due diligence, and then the Jenners should have obviously not hyped it up so much. But I get it, you know? The more public perception the Jenners have, the more money they generate, and also the more famous people that actually covers on the Forbes list, in reality, the more revenue from ads they actually make also. So both parties here have something to gain, and now basically to cover themselves up, the Forbes list, before anything blows up in their faces, well, how about we expose them, you know? How about we expose the Jenners? Well, there you go, more controversy for you. But comment down below, guys, and let me know, what did you think about this video? Are you upset? Do you care? Do you not care? Do I care? The answer is I don't really care. But comment down below, let me know. I don't really expect any different from people that basically live and thrive off of basically like social input, right? So it's all about how you seem. And at the end of the day, it's just all business. So I'm not mad about it. But that's why you shouldn't just believe what people say, but you should look at what they do. If you can't look at what they do, then in reality, just be very observant, okay? But that's about it, guys. And as always, if you enjoyed this video right here, well, like this video. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Bryson. And before I go, if you want to watch another video, okay, and how this couple right here spends around $200,000 every single year while living in San Francisco, watch the video right here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.